So when it comes to Garry's mods, some of my favorite mods are mods that are all about changing the way the game looks. We've seen blood mods, we've seen light mods, we've seen shadow mods. Bunch of cool things that do improve the look of the game. Texture mods too, forgot about that. But you know what? We never really look up. What about the sky? What about the clouds? There is no clouds, there's very little amounts of them. Well, we can change that, thanks to the mod in today's video. This is the Volumetric Clouds shader, and I looked at the credits, and I saw my boy in there. So I am very excited about this mod, and I should be, because it's very, very cool. Go ahead and go into shaders. By the way, I remember that Gmod update mentioning shaders being applicable to the workshop. Is this the first that we're seeing? Or is this like not even a part of that update and I don't even know what I'm talking about? Bottom line is, go to shaders, go to Volumetric Clouds, turn it on, and look up as you are bathed within its glory. Beautiful clouds. Now you're going to notice the sun is a little bit overwhelming. However, there's no need to fret because if you go ahead and click on the image, you will see we have a bunch of options, and these options are great. Now I'm going to do these options off screen so you guys don't have to just look at the Q menu all day, but we can adjust the sun power by simply adjusting a dial. And obviously all the way down is going to make the sun, well, look like a typical sun. Now we can enjoy all the clouds, and yes, they're animated. They're moving through the sky, they're not just static clouds. Now I know we did take a look at a mod a while ago where it did change the skybox, but this is not that. This is in conjunction with the skybox, and it's pretty cool stuff. So let's go over some of the different things. By the way, full sun power, that's a little too much. But some of the other options you can change as well, the cloud speed. So if we go up here so we can see, by the way, it doesn't matter how high up you go, even if you go through the skybox, the clouds will always be above you, which I think that's pretty cool, so it's not immersion breaking, and it should work for any map of any height. Alright, let's go ahead and change the cloud speed. Crank it up, and there we go. I don't know why it zooms in like that at first. However, if we do go down, you can see that's kind of alarming. If I saw that, I'd think a nuclear bomb went off, or there was a tornado somewhere nearby. Oh my god, that's kind of like freaking me out a bit. It's giving me anxiety. Let's go ahead and change that, because we can go the other way. We can make the clouds, go faster the other way. I'm starting to see now what this does. The scale is not changing the speed, but in the direction that the clouds are going. Now, of course, if you go towards the center, that's going to be the slowest speed. And, looks pretty good. As you guys can see, we have -7, and the clouds are moving very slow. So, let's go ahead and just move it a little bit. There we go. Got some nice movement there. Now, my GPU is ramping up. I don't know if you guys can hear the fan. This is a pretty intensive mod, so do be weary of that, but it shouldn't be too bad. Next up, we have the cloud volume, and this is going to adjust the flatness or the thickness, with 3 C's by the way, of these clouds. So if we have it all the way down to the bottom like we have right now, we can see they're pretty dang flat. And if we go up, I mean, I don't know about you, but that looks pretty good. However, if we do crank it up to the other side, you can see how it kind of like aerates them, if you will. However, you'll also notice that the division lines, or whatever these are very obvious at this point. So I would probably recommend somewhere in the middle where those lines aren't visible. In fact, all the way to 5,000, the maximum value to the right, that kind of looks pretty solid. The clouds are a little flat, but you know what? Those lines aren't nearly as visible. And I guess in a way you can also dictate that this is how low the clouds are. Now if we go up to the next one, we have cloud density. And this is what's going to make them more full. So I take back what I said about thick. The best, simplest way I can think of is it's going to make them take up more space. Obviously with density, as you can see, the lower density, we have no clouds. More density, we have more clouds. You know, it makes sense. And if we go to maximum density, we can see it looks like a storm is coming. And that actually looks pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie, I love that. I love how the sun can peek through, but then when the clouds do go over the sun, it kind of covers it up. As we can see right there. Yep, there's the sun. Pretty cool. Now the next option we have is we have cloud brightness. This is going to make, well, the clouds more bright or dark. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, if we do that with the density, oh my god, the world's ending. Now you want to be careful with this value because it is very easy to overtune. But I'm going to say that that's probably good enough. Next up we have the lower bound setting. It's going to change the size of the clouds, render along the z-axis. Okay. Whoa, that is really trippy. Okay, so yeah, this is going to make them kind of come in like that, and I guess this is just a flat texture. That looks really bad. I would not recommend going with that option. Next up we have render height. Okay, so this is the option that will bring the clouds higher or lower. Okay, so forget what I said about volume. I have no idea what I was talking about. Bottom line is, you guys get the gist of it. There's tons of customization with these clouds. And the best thing is, there's even a default option. Although again, I would recommend lowering that sun option. It's a little too bright. But overall, I would love to know what you guys think about this mod. I know it's very simple, but it can really add a lot of atmosphere to a map. I mean, if we just kind of go down here and walk around, you guys can kind of see, like, it really does transform the look of it. And of course, all the customization options is going to make this even better for any mood you're trying to fill. And maybe you're a guy that doesn't like a lot of clouds. Well, you can have that too. And that still looks good. In fact, that might even look better. But as always, I'd love to hear what you guys think down below. Links will be in the description. Use code NecrosVideos to save 20% off your next G Fuel order. Leave a like, subscribe, you guys know the drill. Check out my new channel, DyaMetR, where I do Pokemon TCG Pocket content. If you guys want to see stuff like that, I'll leave it down below. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching this until the end. And until next time, farewell.